There are lots of movies coming out in 2025, and I mean a lot of movies. So we're going to go through my top 15 most anticipated movies of 2025, but we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to include any sequels or any continuations of stories. So let's talk about movies that I am very excited to watch in 2025. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, but let's get into this video. Also, I just want to give a quick apology for the audio. It might sound a little bit different than it usually does. That's because I dropped my microphone and it bent the cable. So I'm using a different mic. But anyway, let's get into the movies. Now, this movie technically came out in 2024, but it hasn't come out near me. So I'm going to have to see it for the first time in 2025 whenever it hits theaters, and that's The Brutalist. I really want to see this movie so much. It looks fantastic. It's like 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I cannot wait to see everything that happens in it. I just had to mention that one. I know it came out last year, but, you know, it is what it is. Next on my list, I have Wolfman, the next film from Leigh Whannell, who also previously directed The Invisible Man and Upgrade, which are two fantastic movies. Upgrade is phenomenal, and I'm very excited for this one. This is a retelling of the classic Wolfman story, but in his own particular way. It's like a family drama. There's going to be violence, and I think it's going to be really, really good. Ryan Coogler's next movie, Sinners, is a vampire horror movie that's in a Western setting, and I think it looks very, very good. Michael B. Jordan plays two characters, himself and his twin brother, and it genuinely looks pretty scary. Definitely different than any other Ryan Coogler movie that we've seen. It's a little bit weird that it says from the director of Black Panther, but, you know, Black Panther is a really good movie, so I guess that's good marketing. But this looks great, looks interesting. I'm sad. Then I have the next Paul Thomas Anderson film called The Battle of Bactan Cross, which stars Leonardo DiCaprio, and I have no idea what it's going to be about. It looks like Leonardo DiCaprio is down on his luck, but other than that, I have no idea what this movie is going to be about. All I know is that I love Paul Thomas Anderson. I even like Licorice Pizza. I like the writing of that movie despite how controversial it is, but I'm sad for all of Paul Thomas Anderson films. Then I have the next Lynn Ramsey film that stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson, and Jennifer Lawrence plays this woman who begins to go insane when it comes to marriage and motherhood. Lynn Ramsey previously wrote and directed We Need to Talk About Kevin and You Were Never Really Here, two movies that I think are absolutely fantastic, so obviously I'm very excited for this one. Horror fans know Mike Flanagan for bringing a lot of horror stories to life and making some of the best horror stuff that we have seen in recent years. But his next movie coming out this year is not a horror movie at all, and it's called The Life of Chuck. Now, I've actually got some inside feed on this movie. I know a couple people who have seen it, and they say that it is fantastic, so I'm very interested about this one. It stars Tom Hiddleston as Chuck, and his story is actually told in reverse. So we start the movie at the end of his life, and throughout we begin to understand how he lived his life. It looks interesting. Mike Flanagan is amazing. I like Tom Hiddleston as an actor, so I think this looks great. Next, I have the Fantastic Four, First Steps. Now, you're probably confused as to what I said at the beginning. I said no sequels, and I said no continuations to stories. Fantastic Four is not a continuation, nor is it a sequel. So, I am excited for this one because it is actually a new original Marvel movie that gives us different characters for once. I really like the cast. At first, it did seem like a little bit of an odd choice of casting, but it's grown on me. I think from what we've seen so far, like a D23 and just the early teaser that we got, I think it looks very interesting. Very excited to see Galactus. I think the voice actor is insane, so let's see what this movie's going to do. Next, I have the F1 film from Joseph Kosinski that stars Brad Pitt. Apparently, this is going to be one of the most expensive movies of all time, and the reason I'm excited for it is because Joseph Kosinski directed Top Gun Maverick, the most, insane cinematic experience that we've gotten in a very, very long time. That movie was absolutely insane, and Joseph Kosinski definitely knows how to direct an action and just in your face kind of movie. And the way that he did it in Top Gun Maverick, I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with F1. I think that it's going to be similar to Ford vs. Ferrari, which in the way James Mangold directed that movie, I think it's going to be very similar to that. So I'm very excited. Next, I have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein movie. Now, this could release in 2025. I'm very hopeful that it will, but on the off chance, it could get released in 2026, depending on, the production and how long it's actually going to take, because we haven't seen much from it except for some set photos, but I'm hopeful that they're going to release it in October. If they don't release it in October this year, they're probably going to release it in October next year, so let's hope that they release it this year. A new horror film from Osgood Perkins called The Monkey is coming out. He just recently directed Longlegs, which is a really, really good horror movie, and I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with the monkey story. It's a Stephen King novel, a Stephen King short story, so I think that making this into a full feature film could be a mistake, but also if they do it just right, it could be really, really interesting. A new biopic from Antoine Fuqua is coming out. Now, Antoine Fuqua has kind of been on that, I'm going to make a masterpiece, but then I'm not going to make that great of a movie. So, I'm really hoping that Michael is going to be a really, really, really great biopic. It's supposedly supposed to be like 3 hours long, and it's supposed to go through like many, many, many years of Michael Jackson's life. The cast looks great. Coleman Domingo. I mean, it just looks good. It looks good so far. With what we've seen from set photos, everything looks like they're taking it very seriously. If there's one biopic that they can't mess up, it's Michael Jackson. So let's hope that Antoine Fuqua knows what he's doing. Next on my list, I have Superman. Again, not a sequel, not technically a continuation to a story. It's the first live-action DC movie in the DCU, so I am very excited for Superman. It looks fantastic. The first trailer that we got for it, it looks so beautiful with the colors, the cinematography, the characters. It just looks really, really good. And I was never super excited for it. I was just like, well, yeah, another Superman movie, which actually is kind of a stupid thing to say, but because we don't get Superman movies all the time, the last time we got a Superman movie was The Man of Steel. Every other movie after that was just like a team-up movie. So it's actually really, really cool that we are getting another Superman movie after so many years. And the fact that James Gunn wrote it and directed it, I think that really, I think we could say that it's going to be something spectacular. Edington is the next film from Ari Aster that stars Joaquin Phoenix after having just worked with him on Beau is Afraid, which actually I think Beau is Afraid is kind of overhated. I think it is a bit long and it's kind of hard to follow at some parts, but I think Beau is Afraid was actually a pretty interesting movie, and I think that Edington will be something very, very interesting. It has a huge cast, like I said, Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, Pedro Pascal. It's a big cast. I think this movie is going to be pretty fun. Deliver Me From Nowhere is the Bruce Springsteen biopic that stars Jeremy Allen White as Bruce Springsteen, so I think it'll be pretty interesting. I think Jeremy Allen White is a pretty good cast. I think Jeremy Allen White is a fantastic actor. I mean, from The Bear to The Iron Claw, he really has been putting in the work for his performances and his roles, so very interested to see what they do with this one. After just having gotten a complete unknown, I think this one is going to be right up that film's alley. But finally, my most anticipated movie of 2025 is, without question, Mickey 17, the next film from Bong Joon-ho after having previously directed Parasite, the Best Picture winning film that broke all sorts of records and is a masterpiece. Mickey 17 looks absolutely fantastic. Robert Pattinson is eating up this year. I mean, he has just been in so many incredible roles and has been so diverse with just how he has been so, different with every single performance. And I'm so excited to see what they do with this movie. It looks like Star Wars. It looks so good. Mickey 17 is gonna be a movie. I feel like Mickey 17 will be a movie that people are either all going to love or it's just going to be for a select group of people. It looks so good. It's like Snowpiercer, which is another Bong Joon-ho movie, mixed with Star Wars. It looks so good, and I cannot wait for it. It was supposed to come out this year, but then it got pushed to this year. So, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, so those were 15 movies that I am very, very, very excited for in 2025. Obviously, there are so many more movies that I can't wait to see, but these were just 15 movies that I put together that I was like, yeah, I'm excited for these. So, let me know in the comments below, what are you most excited to see in theaters in 2025? Are you excited for Mickey 17? I know I am. Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, that'll bring it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos. I appreciate every single one of you. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.